If you're like me, you improvise a lot of your YouTube videos and, well, doesn't always go well.
Check, check. However, as I started using it more and more, I noticed an issue.
I have used a teleprompter some in the past, but truth be told, they're cumbersome and can be expensive and hard to work with. That is until I realized you could use your phone as a teleprompter and run it all by yourself. This is a very affordable teleprompter kit from a company called VitoPal, and you get a lot of bang for the buck, that's for sure. At the time of this video, this is under $60 US. And so you get the main teleprompter unit. Also, you get mounting rings for a wide variety of different lenses. You also get the mounting bracket to use your phone as a teleprompter, along with a tablet, and you get a phone mount for actually shooting with your phone, along with the necessary hardware to attach these. You also get a cleaning cloth and what I would call a donut to block light coming in from the back when using a mobile device. And you get a Bluetooth remote to use with a teleprompter app if you decide to use it. I didn't. And then lastly, you get a soft carrying bag that everything actually does fit into. However, if you're going to be traveling, I would pick up a hard case for this. The first thing you need to do to set up the teleprompter is pick the right mounting ring. In my case, it was a 55mm, and you just screw it on the front of your lens. You could also use a step-up ring or an adapter if you needed to fit your specific lens. And then the actual teleprompter unit just slides over the top. Next, you insert your phone, and this would work with pretty much any phone. I'm using an 11 Pro Max here, so any size would work, iPhone or Android. And that's it. You're ready to use the teleprompter. So in this scenario, I'm using the prompter with a traditional mirrorless camera from Sony. And overall, it worked great. As a side note, I'm actually using a third-party app called PromptSmart Pro. This one has worked great for me, and it's voice activated, so you don't have to actually use any remote control. Note though, it does work best in smaller shooting situations and when you're close to the camera. Now, using your phone as a teleprompter is not a brand new idea. The Parrot from Padcaster has been around for a while, and I actually have used one, and it works well too. And I would say really it's the VitoPal's direct competition, although there are some big differences between the two. The Parrot is considerably smaller. However, the VitoPal is not big. The Parrot is just extremely small. Not only is the screen smaller and you can't see it as well, you can only use phones with the Parrot. That's one thing I really do like about the VitoPal is you can also use tablets. All you do is twist the phone mount around, and on the bottom side is a tablet mount. And using a tablet like an iPad is really a great way to go for a teleprompter. One thing though is you can't use large tablets on this, and I have an iPad Pro and it won't fit. And so for demo purposes here, I'm using a smaller Kindle. This is about the same size as an iPad Air, and that's what I would recommend using, or perhaps an iPad Mini. The app I'm using doesn't work on the Kindle, but the main benefit would be you get more screen real estate. And so if you're further back from the teleprompter, the larger screen will make a difference on how you see the text. One thing to keep in mind though, is again, the actual teleprompter unit is simply being held on by the lens. It's sturdy, it holds this setup no problem, but it is just something to be aware of. You don't want to put a really heavy load on the end of the lens. The other really nice thing is you can actually shoot with your phone with this teleprompter rig as well. You would choose the donut that fits your particular device and insert that into the back of the teleprompter. This helps keep light and reflections from coming in behind the screen. Next, you take the included phone mount and attach it to the back of the unit. This is a pretty simple process and you just need a screwdriver to make it work. And now for this example, I'm just going to use a tabletop tripod to set it up. And for this setup, you would obviously need two phones. One as the teleprompter and one as the camera. I really like that this is an option because like with the Parrot, it's really designed to use with traditional cameras only. Although with any of these teleprompters, you could rig up your own DIY setup but it's nice to have it designed to do this. And so once your phone is installed to use as a camera, then you just put your other phone in front to use as the teleprompter. And by the way, you could obviously use a tablet here instead if you wanted. Now you're ready to read the Gettysburg Address or whatever your script may be. The only negative to this setup is the way it's designed is the phone camera is shooting vertically. Although I did discover you can use these brackets on the top of the unit and on the side to mount your phone as well. So you can do a horizontal shot and a vertical shot from the top, but the connection doesn't feel super secure, especially from the side. So you would likely need to do some DIY rigging to make sure everything stays put. The included remote I did not use. It's optional. It depends on the app you're using. And so my app of choice is a voice activated app. But if you wanted to use the remote and the app they recommend, you definitely can. And they include instructions on how to do that. But again, for me, it seemed kind of clunky, but it is nice that they include it. The only couple dislikes I have of this teleprompter are first, the additional mounts I just showed on the top and the side are nowhere to be found in the instructions. But then I saw a picture on Amazon showing it used that way. Not a huge deal, but kind of strange. So really, speaking of the instructions, that's my larger point. They're pretty bad. They're super basic. Not quite as bad as IKEA instructions, but in that neighborhood for sure. I actually had to hop on YouTube to figure a couple things out. Luckily, they did have a how-to video for setup on there. The only other thing would be that this is made out of plastic. And while it feels sturdy enough, especially for a $60 item, it's not something that will likely stand the test of time. I actually feel the same about the Parrot, and the Parrot is $40 more than this one. They're fine for what they are, affordable teleprompters, but just beware that the plastic is not the strongest in the world. But overall, I have found this teleprompter to be quite good, again, especially for the money and its multi-use ability. You can use a phone or a tablet with a traditional camera, or importantly, you can use a phone with a phone or a tablet with a phone. So you can shoot with traditional cameras or mobile devices, which for me really makes this one a great choice, especially if you don't want to stumble through your on-camera monologues.
Check, check. However, as I started using it more and more, I noticed an issue.
Thanks for watching. This is Blake Calhoun. Please like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.